and we have followed you most of your career.
Good. You know about my new book coming out?
No.
Every other Monday. It'll be out on Tuesday.
All right.
Yeah, you'll like it.
Good.
Yeah, you'll like
Good.
it.
I'll have to pick one up.
Right.
One of the questions I have is in regard to the finances of the state of Ohio.
Yeah.
And it's one of the big things about the finances is all of the unfunded pensions, and I know that New Jersey is having a lot of, Ohio probably isn't nearly as in dire straits as New Jersey is, but it's not just the growing the economy, but also the legacy costs.
Well, it's all, everything is going to have to be dealt with. The most important thing we can do right now is to create an environment where we can attract jobs, because when you attract jobs and you create revenue, it's a rising tide that helps every problem that we have.
Right.
But the issue of unfunded pensions, unfunded liabilities, obviously has to be addressed.
Right.
But everything has to be done in a sequence, and everything has to be done. You try to take too many things on at once, because the number one thing is modernize and shrink the government, reduce the taxes, get the regulators to start respecting business owners, fix the workers' comp system and retrain workers and get our kids learning again. Then we shift to a whole series of things. We hope to accomplish that, you know, through the early budget process, where we're going to need a lot of public support to get that done. And then we start looking at all these issues of unfunded liabilities. Where are our pensions? I mean, we can't put our heads in the sand, and we don't intend to do it. But you got to be careful whenever you are running anything that you don't try to take on too many things, because we've seen presidents try to do it only to realize you can't do it all. But we can do it all, but it has to be done in steps. Mary, who is a CPA, of course, and worked 16 years in the private sector, it's one of the areas that she's likely to focus on, which is the unfunded liabilities of all the things that we have inside of this state. We have a million things to do because nothing has been done for so many years. I'd say the last 20 or 25 years, people have just whistled past a graveyard. They didn't modernize the state, no vision, big problem. But we'll get it changed.
Good.
But we're going to need the public. We're going to need the Tea Party folks to join in. We're going to need everybody to join in, because the forces that will fight any change are strong. We can beat them, but it's not a piece of cake.
What about education? There's a big problem with funding education, and it's not just the funding of education, but the structure of the education in terms of the education unions and so on and so forth.
Well, the problem that we have with education right now is, first of all, we're funding buildings instead of kids.
Right.
So we need to make sure that the kids have the dollars in their knapsack, so that when they go into school, the teachers in the classroom are empowered, not a whole bunch of administrators. We're 47th in America in dollars into the classroom, but we're 9th in America in dollars in overhead, bureaucracy, and red tape. So our big issue is going to be to change the way in which we think about funding, so our kids get the dollars. And you know, I'm sure that some of these teachers' unions will fight, but I don't want to. You know, some of them are lined up 100% against me.
Right.
But I don't want to start with making people, you know, having an idea in my head of all the enemies. We'll give everybody a chance to participate in the solution.
Very good.
But significant change has got to come. We can't be 47th in America in dollars in the classroom. Our kids can't learn that way.
Right.
And we need choice. We need vouchers, and we need charter schools. I'm a supporter of. You know, I was at ECOT last night, Education Classroom of Tomorrow with Jeb Bush, you know, so we can emphasize, you know, e-learning. I mean, there's so much that we can do in the state. And you know what? Because people have been asleep at the wheel, we got a lot of low-hanging fruit, and it's going to be exciting. So,
That's
okay?
great.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Steve Becker.